What we're doing is that if these are the characteristics of depression, we're looking at relaxation. Why? Because you want to lower the emotional arousal. And friends, instead of dealing with answering any question, I would rather lower their emotional arousal. As a starting point, it is brilliant. Let's do it now. You're all stressed up. Let's hands out. Move your fingers a little bit. Just get them dance. Let them feel as though they're free enough to dance in the air. Just get that feeling. Now what I'd like you to do, I hope you don't have long fingernails, but I want you to curl your fingers down here now and form a fist, two fists, and now really put some pressure on there. And be very, very focused. Look at the whiteness on the top of your knuckles. The skin is stretched across there. And feel that tension starting to build up in your wrist. Be very, very aware of it. Focused. The room's disappearing, and the only thing that you're thinking, sensing at all, is this pressure in your wrists and fingers. And then you notice something, curious enough, that the tension's starting to move up your arm. Be very aware of that. Focus on it. And feel it go past the elbows. And as you hold that tension there, really you're doing a brilliant job. I'm so pleased. Keep that tension there, and you'll feel the tension go across the back of your shoulders. Oh, and then the tension is now at the base of the neck. Just keep that pressure on. Be very aware of what's happened. It went from the fingers, the wrist, past the elbow, shoulders and neck. Just be very, very focused on that. Now in a little while, not just yet, but just when I say, I want you to ask you to release that pressure. Not just yet, just hold the pressure there. But when you release it, be very, very aware of exactly what's happening. Feel the tension just disappear off your neck and shoulders and elbows, and your fingers start to dance freely again. Now just a last little bit of tension. Brilliant. Now just let those fingers go. Let them go. Let them go. Ah, that's something in it. Let them dance. Let them dance. Yeah. Let them dance. Is that beautiful for you? I'm not the hypnotist, Graham's the hypnotist, but you're all in trance then. You know what trance is? It's not some spooky thing. It's a state of focused attention where the room literally disappears. The only thing on your mind is what I'm feeding in regarding the sensation. Now, I haven't any idea whether there's anything happening in your elbow, base and neck or anything like that. That doesn't matter. What it's doing is switching off everything. If you've come into see me and there's a hell of a lot of stuff buzzing around in your head and it's like cotton wool and you don't know which way is up, that exercise is fantastic. Right? You're actually putting you in trance, you're lowering, you all feel a lot more relaxed now. I mean, it can't help, it's an old yoga principle that a muscle held in tension, sustained and then released, it relaxes more than the muscle that's directly involved. So if you did feel it, your shoulders ease up some of the tension, well then that's physiologically real. So, a brilliant strategy to just lower the arousal. Nothing spooky. If I say, now I'm going to do a relaxation, no, I don't want any of that kinky stuff. You haven't got them. But you can't other than use that. And then use it. How do you use it? You feel as though you're completely invalidated. You function in a high-profile job and all the men around you tend to devalue and make you feel as though you're worthless, and that makes an effect on you where you get nervous and you're prone to cry and you really can't function. What I'd like you to do is just do some work with this metaphor. What does this look like? Harley Davidson. Hey, brilliant! Hey, brilliant! Often the most unlikely Harley Davidson riders. Now actually get that Harley Davidson, feel it. What sort of things come into your mind when you think Harley Davidson? Freedom, open road, power, get out of my way, I'm coming through, don't mess with me. Good. I just feed them in and get them thinking more and more. See what I've done? I've got a metaphor now. I've got people all over the country that in a situation of stress are actually riding Harley Davidson under the desk. It's not meant to be funny, it's absolutely dead serious, because these people now have a strategy to stay focused, to stay feeling that they are in control. I'm a Harley Davidson rider at this moment, and you don't get in their way. You let them go right on through. They have got leather jackets and they mean business. You don't mess with them. And they're loaded with this metaphor, and the body is having all the characteristics as though they are. Remember, this part of the brain that we're impacting, great little mechanism, but it doesn't know whether you actually do have a Harley or whether you don't. It doesn't know the difference. That's true. We now know that a state of highly focused imagination forms the identical neuronal pathway as if you did in fact do that action, whether it's balancing a basketball on your finger or whatever it is. If you visualise it, the brain can't tell the difference at neuronal pathway level. So the power of all those metaphors, and that's what I've loaded, is there. Or you feel as though you've got no control. It just seems to sneak up on me and just whack. Okay. You do this. But at the point where you release your fingers, I want you to be very aware, and you can actually say out loud, that there's not a force on the planet, the whole planet, cannot stop me from releasing myself from this grip. This thing that's got me in a grip and is holding me under such tension, giving me the feeling that I don't have any choice or any way out of it. Be very aware when those fingers start to free up that there's not a power on the planet that can stop those fingers starting to get free. Just be aware of it. Think of yourself, there's not a power on the planet, right? What I've loaded there is a metaphor of power, that this feeling totally a victim, totally swamped and overwhelmed by something out there. I've built some patterns that are now loaded and active in terms of what I can get out from underneath. I don't have to be in the grip of it.